When I was co-facilitating a workshop last week with a colleague, I encountered the myth that therapists are supposed to have their act together. We were doing an exercise where we used sentence stems, and you had a partner, and then you would finish the sentence stem. In this particular situation, the sentence stem was, when I'm attached to the outcome, my power blank. And I don't remember my exact response, but it was something like, I get rigid and inflexible and I want a specific outcome. And my partner almost immediately said, well, that surprises me. I mean, you've done all this therapy, you've studied all these alternative therapy styles. I'm surprised that you still do that. It activated the part in me that has thought, I need to be perfect. I need to have my act together in order to be a therapist. And I know many of us have that belief in life. And I believe there's a stigma or a myth about therapists that in order to be of service to other people, we really need to have it all figured out and practically be enlightened. That may be a little bit of a stretch, but I know for me, I used to hold my mentors and teachers to a pretty high standard. As I've gotten older and had more life experiences, I realized that none of us are perfect. And in fact, it is our humanness that helps us to be better therapists, in my opinion. I've wanted to talk about this topic for a while because I strongly believe that therapists, and in fact, anyone in a position of power, especially when you're working with people, whether you're a teacher or a coach or a parent, that all of us could benefit and probably need to talk to someone about our stuff, about our traumas, so that we can integrate them and become more whole. And for me, it has helped me to accept my idiosyncrasies, my competitiveness, my failures, so that I'm more comfortable in my own skin. I have more compassion for people in life because being human means to make mistakes and to have a certain way of being and to have conditioned behaviors that may not always be skillful or work. One of the reasons I've wanted to talk about this is because a few years ago, I found out that there are still schools that teach psychotherapy or counseling that say if you need to have your own therapy, you shouldn't be becoming a counselor. So that perpetuates this idea that we need to be perfect human beings before we can work with other people. I, on the other hand, believe that getting your own therapy should be a requirement of your counseling program, mainly because I have benefited, and I believe my clients have benefited as I continue to do work on myself. And I had a client the other day ask, does it ever get any better? When does it end? And part of my response to her was that I still experience things. I don't know that the journey of being human ends until we die. That journey of self-discovery and expansiveness and making mistakes. But that I have more capacity to deal with whatever life throws my way. The material that I was teaching last week when I had this interaction is called The Right Use of Power. It's written and taught by Cedar Barstow. And one of the things I love that she says explicitly is that we will make mistakes. Not if, but when. But if we can learn to show up more and more fully with compassion and self-acceptance and take responsibility for our words, actions, thoughts, deeds, and repair relationships, that not only we, but everyone in the world will benefit from that. So I wish you well on this journey of discovery as human beings.